was like a big corporation, so I could play Whose bed have your boots been under? Oh yeah. The best thing about being a woman. I'm allowed to sing that, right? I don't think I have to pay for licensing. Anyway, Michael Swigert, host of the Bearded Banker podcast, because I am formerly known as the Bearded Banker. So welcome. And it's been a couple months since I came to you guys, and that's actually on purpose, right? Because if you notice one thing about the real estate industry is that we're a little slow right now. And everybody that was a top producer and has been hearing they need to make content to reach the younger generations, all that, right? Well, they bought really fancy equipment. They bought really fancy cameras, fancy mics, and they're just pumping in a bunch of useless information that I know people aren't absorbing, whether they're referral partners or my sphere of influence or a borrower, somebody that's looking to purchase or refi or whatever. Or sell, right? Because it's not just loan officers that are doing this, but everybody seems to be generating not great content. So I didn't want to pour something out there that I always feel like is decent content or information that people like to absorb. So I didn't want to pour something out there when it's so saturated already, right? So that's by design, and it's the holidays, so I can't responsibly podcast during the holidays. But here I am. And coming to you guys at the beginning of January 2023. So what a weird time it has been to be in real estate. And I know that we've been saying that for a long time, but actually that's the reason why it's so weird, because it's been so weird for a long time. Because anybody that hasn't been in this industry since 2018, probably 2018, 2019, that are, seasoned vets like the rest of us, it hasn't been normal. I mean, 2019, we started to see towards the end where interest rates started coming down. And there was still, I feel like inventory started becoming an issue in 2019 and obviously in 2020. And we saw mortgage rates the lowest it's ever been from 2020 through 2021. Then we saw no inventory. Then we saw everybody wanted to sell. Then we saw property values going up. And then if I can get my house sold for this, I'm doing it. And everybody wanted to buy, but there was nothing to buy. And we had an inventory problem. And then it became anytime we stuck a house on the market, it was gone. So then it turned into, well, I have a whole bunch of buyers, right? But there's no houses to buy. Now we're starting getting it slower. And we had a ton of real estate professionals jump in, whether it was loan officers or whether it was real estate agents, because like, hey, wow, look at these guys making this money. I want to do that. And so they jump in the industry and it's oversaturated with people. And now we are starting to see the giant shift of people leaving the industry because there's not enough business there. So we're seeing that now. And now we're starting to see interest rates to not be twice as high as they were this time last year. So we're starting to see the interest rates starting to slowly creep back down, and we're starting to see home prices plateau and slowly creep back down. So what we're starting to feel, right, those of us that have been in the industry for a while, we're starting to feel like things are starting to get back to normal. And I feel like what we hear in the whole content sphere, right, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, everybody's doing Instagram Reels now. What we haven't heard is like, here's how the market is changing. Here's how you need to adapt. If you didn't prepare for the Ice Age, then doom on you. Do I have to say what movie that's from? I mean, it's Ice Age because I said Ice Age. But anyway, I mean, it's all doom and gloom. And I'm here to sit in front of you today and say that if you are looking to buy or sell, get ready. This is it. You're back in the time where property values haven't dropped, Okay, maybe obviously from their peak of like houses receiving 8 offers over asking, but property values have plateaued. They're still great. You're still going to get more money for your house than you would have in 2020 and probably parts of 2021. You're still going to get great money. If you bought your house in 2015, you are literally going to crap your pants when you find out, when the real estate agent shows up and starts and gives you the net sheet. You're going to be like, no, right? I'm not going to make this much from the, really? Yeah. Right? Yeah, interest rates are not as low as they were in 2020 and 2021. But if you can afford it, right, you're always able to refinance as long as the equity's there, right? And even, I mean, I'm not allowed to say you're always allowed to refinance, but as long as you have equity and you qualify, you can refinance to lower your rate. But let's say you can't. Let's say rates only go up from here. Well, great. So what are you going to do? You're going to wait and buy in 5 years when the rate's 12%? Well, then you're not going to buy then. So you're going to stay in the current house you're at right now. So we're starting now to see where, yeah, okay, if rates are high, property values have equaled out and it's turning over to a buyer's market, meaning I'm not overpaying for a house that I have to, I need a house. I have to buy a house. So I have to overpay for it. You're not running into that. Right. And you're running into markets where the houses are sitting for a few weeks. Right. And they're doing open houses. So it's slowly turning back to a buyer's market where it's been for a long time. Right. Pre-COVID. And it's turning in back to a healthy real estate market. Right. And so I have buyers taking advantage of right now. They're going shopping. They're looking at houses. They're putting in very competitive offers. They're getting them accepted and they're not overpaying. I have people utilizing government loans where they're putting low money down or no money down and they're buying houses again. So it's like, we're not in this point of, well, I'll just wait. This is when you wait. Right. And then, so when I bought my house in 2018, I had a 5% interest rate and then I refinanced it. Or if I didn't, I was still comfortable with the payment that I was qualified for. Right. So we have stringent underwriting guidelines where we don't underwrite like we did in 2006, 2007, where we got in this big mess and which drove housing, it burst the bubble. We don't have that anymore. Right. So this is a perfect time to buy. It's a perfect time to sell. I mean, and I think that's what I wanted it to convey today is like, this is it, right? Or you know what? I'm going to get people in the comments. I know I always do. And they're going to be like, oh no, I'm waiting for the whole thing to crash. Cool. Go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead and go. You are absolutely more than welcome to wait for the crash. But there's also people taking advantage of it right now, because if you were waiting for the bottom to fall out in 2020, in 2021, which people still told me they were waiting for the bottom to fall out. Well, the property values, they dropped a little bit, but now you have the issue of interest rates are double where they were. So if you're going to keep waiting, you're going to keep paying rent, or you're going to keep living in the house that's too small, or you're going to whatever. So people are utilizing this market and it's working out great. And I think that one thing on the real estate side, and why we're seeing so many negative things being said about the market, is because the real estate professionals, right? Me and all my colleagues, we have to work harder, because in 2020 and 2021, we didn't really have to work that hard. And that's the number one thing I'm noticing from seasoned vets. So where they're saying, yeah, I just have to go hustle harder, right? I have to go connect with people differently than I have been. I actually have to go, I'm starting to have to meet with customers. I'm going to have to go on listing appointments. I'm going to have to run comps, because I'm not just going to be able to throw this thing on the market at a ridiculous price and it has 5 offers in it. It's changing for us. It's not changing for you as the buyer. I'm sorry, it's getting a little easier, but it's not a culture shock. It's not this, that the ice age is coming that you're hearing from real estate professionals, or that we're in the middle of the ice age. We just have to work harder. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So when we talk about, waiting for the crash, it's not coming like you think it is. It's not going to happen like it did in 2007, 2008. if there is any sort of crash, I think the last thing we're going to really be thinking about is property values and acquiring real estate. I know that sounds doom and gloom, but it's actually more factual. So, but anyway, that's it. I just wanted to come on here for a couple minutes and talk about, talk about the market, what's going on with it. Stop freaking out. Why is everybody freaking out? Well, they're freaking out because us real estate professionals have to work harder, and it's definitely a change. So until next time, hey, happy 2023. Hope to talk to you guys a lot more this year, and a lot more interesting things and interesting guests, and hopefully some videos and whatnot. So following me around for the years, because I have a lot of cool events planned, and it should be an exciting year for 2023. So like I said, any questions, always feel free to reach out. And DJ, play me out.